Development partners present. Higher learning institutions present. Research institutions present. Civil society organizations present. Ladies and gentlemen, at about this time, we will officially commence the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network official launch and induction. On that note, I am honored to welcome to the stage Mr. Dara Kokoyar, Deputy Chief of Party, Delta Evaluation, Learning and Technical Assistant for opening remarks. Mr. Kokoyar.
A pleasant good morning. Officials of government, our valued partners from the international development community, members of the executive committee of the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed professional colleagues. This morning it is with great excitement that we are gathered to officially launch Airmen and induct a corps of officers who will lead us into the future. This marks a significant step in our collective journey towards self-determination for excellence in tracking progress, measuring impact, and fostering learning in our national development endeavors. In his recent address at the 79th UNGA session, the President of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Nima Boakai, proffered that the government of Liberia pledges to use robust monitoring and evaluation as part of its strategy to reduce maternal and newborn mortality. In a much broader context, this accession provides an enormous opportunity for an entity like Airmen in order to forge strategic partnership and collaboration with relevant international and national stakeholders. Let me quickly remind you that on May 12, 2023, this male community of practice was officially launched. We recognize the technical and financial support of the United States Agency for International Development towards the formation of this male COP. These efforts have culminated into the establishment of a Liberian-led, Liberian-managed, and a Liberian-driven institution that we now proudly call the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network. I would like to specifically recognize the leadership contribution of Mr. Jeff D. Drakoli in proffering the idea for the formation of this network. This is what happens when a people have a shared goal and they work together to accomplish those goals. To the elected officers, I once again say congratulations. You have been entrusted with a great responsibility, and that responsibility is to guide this organization with integrity, with commitment, and a vision that drives continuous improvement. I am confident that your leadership will steer us towards success. You will inspire innovation, and you will help us to create a lasting change in our country. As we embark upon this new chapter, as professionals, let us embrace the values of collaboration, accountability, curiosity, ensuring that our work will make real difference. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let us move forward with purpose and passion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kokoya, for the brief opening remarks. So next on our agenda, we will have our welcome remarks, and that will be done by our by the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network, Intern Leadership in person of Madam Mussolini Freeman, Vice President.
Good morning, everyone. The government of Liberia here present, our donor community, USAID, and other development partners, my fellow Bell professionals here present. I want to take this moment on behalf of the planning committee and the interim leadership to welcome you to this new day. Today marks a new day for M&E professionals in Liberia. I mean, there are a lot of networks, there are a lot of associations. So having our own network or association that aims to improve the work we do and even unite us more is the way forward. So on behalf of the entire team, I want to welcome you. I want us to take this moment, this opportunity, not just to listen to the many speakers, but indeed to also network, like get to know each other. And let's celebrate this well. This is the beginning of us, and the future ahead is so great. I mean, in today's world, you will not find a development activity without monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning. They cannot do without this. So there's an opportunity, and I hope that we all will take it as our own, run with it, and do the best we can. Shortly before I leave, I want to introduce you to the watch room. At the back of the room is the watch room. We have the male, and then we have female. So just in case you want to access it, it's open. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you so much, our Honorable Vice President, for that remarks. So next on our agenda, we have a special remarks, and that will be done by USAID Liberia representative.
Good morning. I would like to stand on existing protocol, and I bring you greetings from USAID, our mission director, and entire USAID. We want to thank you for inviting us to participate in the official launch and induction ceremony of the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network, LMEM. This is critical invention to share information, learn best practices, and engage in a dialogue about how we track, report, and assess on indicators and milestones in every activity. The United States Agency for International Development has several tools and processes that we utilize to support a robust monitoring and evaluation system. Beginning with our planning process with all partners, including development targets, and constructing a performance indicator reference sheet for each project. I know most of you know it, but some don't. From these processes, each partner in collaboration with USAID develops an activity monitoring, evaluation, and learning plan. This is the key reference document in our entire M&E system. We track all indicators through our development information solutions systems, which is a system for partners and USAID virtually tracking milestones and progress and achievements. All of these systems are part of USAID collaborating, learning, and adapting processes. We seek to understand the operating environment, work with our partners to achieve these goals, and find innovative solutions to common challenges. And challenges comes in different forms. But if you use your adapting, learning, and adapting, collaborating, and learning process, you can always find solution to a lot of things that you don't understand. Further, we seek to have honest and open dialogue with our grantees about what is working and how we can improve and what is not really working. That's one of the biggest about collaborating, learning, and adapting. Not just that you're progressing, but there are times things don't work. The objective of this is to find creative means to reach and exceed our targets. Most times people do think that exceeding targets are the best. But what do you learn from achieving your targets or underachieving your targets? If underachieving your targets doesn't mean that you are not doing what you should do. Maybe your targets were not set properly. Maybe your indicators were not aligned with your goals or your developmental goals. Our focus has been and remains to be indicator-driven, but also learning from mistakes and making continuous improvement in how we operate, not just in Liberia but around the world. We look forward to working with this group and supporting the network to provide the necessary technical assistance so that we all can succeed, not just in Liberia but around the world. I thank you.
Thanks to USAID for that special remark. So next on our agenda, we will go over to an overview of the element, the Liberia Monitoring Evaluation Network, and that will be done by our Secretary, Interim Leadership, Mr. Robert Gompu Nestle Jr.
I have a government representative here present, members of a development partner, donors, special guests, esteemed colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored standing here today for you. I am honored to stand here today before you as we launch officially the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network, ELMEN. This movement is more than just the start of an organization. It is the beginning of something transformative for our research, monitoring, evaluation, and learning community in Liberia. We've gathered here not just to celebrate a new initiative, but to unite as professionals committed to making a real difference in how decisions are made in our country. ELMEN was born from a shared vision that started taking shape in May 2023 through the collaborative efforts of many of you who are seated here today and under the leadership of USAID Delta, as Dara has mentioned. Our purpose is clear. We want to bring together M&E professionals from all walks of life, public sector, private companies, NGO, academia, into a single cohesive network. Why do we want to do this? It's because we believe that by working together, we can set new standards of excellence in monitoring and evaluation that will drive smarter, data-informed decisions across Liberia. Our vision is to be a national body that fosters monitoring, evaluation, and learning professional standards and practice in Liberia. We want to create a platform where we as professionals can learn from each other, share knowledge, experience, and resource, grow our skills, and support one another. This network is not just about setting professional standards, it's about fostering collaboration, mentorship, and a shared commitment to using data and evidence for making impactful decisions to shape the future of our nation. We want to ensure that evaluation conducted in Liberia meet the highest international standards, providing credible data for stakeholders that stakeholders can trust. So whether you are a seasoned professional or you're starting out, this is a network for every one of us. We are here to elevate the conversation around M&E, provide guidance, and represent the Liberian M&E professionals on regional and global stages. Elmen is more than just a network, it's a community. And by becoming a member of Elmen, it also opens you up to a wider M&E community, a wider male platform through the African Evaluation Association, which we are a partner with. One of the meetings that excites me today is the diversity of our membership. Our membership is open to professionals, students, institutions committed to improving their evaluation practices, and honorary members who have significantly contributed to the field of research, monitoring, and evaluation. If you're passionate about monitoring and evaluation, there's a place in the network for you. Our members will have access to training, professional recognition, and vibrant community that's dedicated to pushing the boundaries of what's possible in M&E. So, in closing, I want to say that Elmen is about all of us, our shared commitment to advancing M&E in Liberia. This launch is the first step, but the real journey starts today with every one of you. We invite you to participate, share ideas, and help us build a stronger and impactful M&E community in Liberia. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wesley, for the overview. So next on our agenda, we have a spoken word, and that will be done by Ines. I see.
All protocols duly observed. When tomorrow comes, we'll watch as the history of our nation will be reopened, and we will listen to the stories as it is told to the young seeds of the next generation. So, like a tree that never withers, I am here to remind you and you and you that those who fail to learn from history are bound to repeat it. So close your eyes as I bring to light the mystery of tales once told by bones whose footprints are glued to these soil. See, as we rise from the rubbles of our past, we sit with our hearts longing. We see the process of highs and lows. We burn to taste change. Our minds long for growth. Growth of a process rooted deep within our hearts. You see, they say actions speak louder than words, but our words must be written. It must fit in our dreams to move this nation forward. It's time we believe that our words inked down determines our action. Our peace will be found in the books within our pens laid when tomorrow comes. The tales we tell will mean a thing, but the times we spent monitoring, watching, and evaluating will be the silver and gold that we have to share to remove the snares. See, we'll tell the stories of M&E, how it served as a proof that we did come a long way. It'll be the pulse of every heartbeat as we fight to defeat the all barks, no bites claim. See, we'll believe how M&E shaped our tomorrows, how it played the title of our guiding lights, how it lifted us and made our future bright. We'll taste and see the fruits of M&E. All of this and more to come when tomorrow comes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ines, for that beautiful spoken word. So you have your agenda, and I have the master sheet. Are we together? Yes. So on that note, we are going to business. We are going into the official launch of the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network. So with that said, we will call on our Honorable J. Wellington Ashu, the Assistant Minister for Development Planning, Minister of Finance, Development Planning, our Chief Launcher, who will get the ball rolling.
Good morning, distinguished guests, esteemed police, fellow partners in Liberia's development journey, ladies and gentlemen. I'm humbled by the honor bestowed on me for the invitation to serve as the chief launcher for this auspicious occasion, the launch of the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network. Today marks a significant milestone in Liberia's pursuit of transparent, accountable, and impactful development. The launch couldn't have come at any other time than this, especially when we are in the process of developing the new National Development Plan, the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development, the Public Sector Investment Programs, and the 15-County Development Agenda. The Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network will certainly lay the foundation for a cohesive national effort to elevate the standards and practices of monitoring and evaluation across all sectors in Liberia. We believe that Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network is not just a platform for collaboration, but it is also a framework that will foster growth for M&E professionals from every walks of the Liberian society. The network will serve as a critical engine for the country's localization efforts, ensuring that Liberians take the lead in evaluating progress and holding themselves accountable for the outcomes of our development initiatives. As we launch LMED today, we are setting the stage for a future where M&E is at the heart of decision-making, where data derives evidence-based policies, and where funding directed towards the implementation of every project can be traced and tracked to ensure value for money. The transformation of our nation depends not only on funding ambitious goals, but also on our ability to measure, learn from, and adapt our efforts towards the changing realities of our nation. This ceremony sets the tone for the exciting initiative ahead. I'm confident that LAMED will continue to champion national learning events that bring together practitioners, policymakers, and development partners to share knowledge and innovation in the M&E field. And we will celebrate those leading the way with initiatives like the Mayor. We will celebrate those leading the way with initiatives like the Mayor Excellence Award Night, honoring the contributions of individuals and organizations committed to driving transparency accountability, and ensuring value for money through a rigorous, impartial monitoring and evaluation exercises. The launch of LAMED is a testimony to Liberia's commitment to building a robust system for tracking development activities from the national to the county and the district level. Our government is determined to monitor all development initiatives, whether spearheaded by donors, implementing partners, civil society organizations, and also ministries and agencies across government. It is our expectation that LAMED activities will ensure that all programs and projects implemented are not only aligned to our national priorities, but they achieve the desired results. As Chief Launcher, I'm honored to be a part of this landmark event. This network will empower M&E professionals to collaborate, innovate, and drive progress in ways that ensure accountability and real measurable change. I have no doubt that LAMED will shape the future of monitoring and evaluation in Liberia. To conclude, I would like to symbolically launch LAMED today, and thanks to all of you. I wish LAMED all the best in its endeavor. And you can count on the governor of Liberia for the support to ensure that you carry on your activities. And what we will do as Assistant Minister for Development Planning, we will ensure that as we go to monitor programs and projects in the new National Development Plan, we will always be accompanied by at least 1 or 2 members from LAMED to make our military. So before I take my seat, let me recognize my former boss, Chief. Thank you. You are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Bashu, for the launch. And just key to note, they say Liberia managed, Liberia led, and Liberia driven. So we are counting on the government, and the government has said it. So thank you, Honorable. We take that. So next, we will go to our co-launcher, Honorable George D. Jacobs, Assistant Minister for Policy and Planning, Ministry of Health. Honorable Jacobs.
Good morning, colleagues. Please allow me to stand on existing principle protocols, but I also want to recognize Honorable former boss as well, together with the Appreciation Chief. I'm greatly honored to be a part of history making today. As previous speakers have said, this organization, we cannot overemphasize its importance and the significant role it has to play in our national development. Someone being a Christian, from a Christian background, if you look at the Bible, the first evaluation that was done is mentioned in the Bible. And when God made the world, and everything else that is made, the Bible said he worked for 6 days, he rested what? 7 days, right? But he said something in Genesis. After he looked at everything he's done, he said they were good. And what does the word good mean? That is a judgment, a value judgment. That is what assess the handwork. God look at human beings, animals, everything, and say, well, this is very good. But why did he say excellent? That's the question that comes to mind when I read that scripture. But again, we'll keep that for another day. Because I know people that Adam and Eve were in the garden is Lucifer always wrong. So please say excellent, just say good. But you don't nothing down the road, all being that. So I want to congratulate all of you for this wonderful endeavor, especially the leadership. Let me say congratulations for your selection to head this noble organization. And thanks to USAID for the support. A couple of years back, we saw efforts around creating an MA institution like this one, or so we're associated with that. We tried, and somehow it died. It died down along the way. But with the vigor that I see now, the more people I see in the room, mostly young people with no gray-headed mind, I'm convinced that this partnership is going to go a long way in achieving a goal. As the children already said, we cannot overemphasize the importance of this organization launching at this point. But if you listen yesterday, or I mentioned earlier, the President of Liberia talked about monitoring and evaluation at the UN General Assembly in his speech yesterday. And that means that we as professionals in Liberia will have a very key role to play, whether in government or outside of government, in supporting our development needs. Liberia as a country, over 170 years, have got a lot to do to accelerate development, and that development goals will not be achieved in the absence of effective monitoring and evaluation. And you as professionals in that field, we look forward to you leading that way. And from what we see now this morning in this hall, we are confident that Liberia is in good hands in terms of M&E to facilitate learning, to enhance development in Liberia. My colleagues have already launched this, so I will just say congratulations on this very important occasion. And before I take my seat, let me encourage all of you. I just saw my colleague Mother down walk in the room. You know, I see all young faces, but I was concerned about where are the veteran guys that have been around the NE basically for a while. So what I would encourage all of us, it's good that we started as young people, but we also need to reach out to our veterans. There are a couple of guys that I've not seen in this room, so started some of this initiative. We need to reach out to them, empower them to this organization, so that we tap into their experiences and they support what we do. But I can assure you, with what USAID is doing now, that will continue forever. This is our initial push to start the ball rolling. As we go further, we will have to stand on our own feet to make this organization vibrant and independent. And I will announce my own membership today. Though I was not invited officially to the meetings, but I will announce that I'm joining today and I'm going to be a member of this network. To provide my own expertise and experience to make it work. Well, especially so, those are leading are all people that I work with, my junior colleagues in the Ministry of Health, Gender, almost most of the guys in leadership people that I know very well. So I will pledge my commitment and we will try to support this to make it work. Congratulations and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Honorable Jacob, our co-launcher. So, like I said, I have the master sheet. So we have 10 meetings of professional network, and then we ask that we have an interlude of music, that we get to know some of our people in the room. So we want to network. So 10 minutes of professional networking, and then we have interlude of music. And then we come back to the induction ceremony. Thank you. So we are back to business. Hi everyone. Okay. So we will go into the induction of the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network Intern Leadership. And to commence that, we have our own Honorable Laura Mulakia, Deputy Minister for Gender, Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, as our induction officer. Honorable Mulakia, over to you, please. Put your hands together for our induction officer.
Good morning. And I'm monitor. Okay. When I came in, I was asking Beata, what is it I'm supposed to do? Because it's not often we get to induct people, especially group people like our interim leadership here, but we will try our best. So I also came up with a small speech, if you all will permit me. I see people smiling. Okay, I brought up your speech. So, but I'm honored to be here this morning to serve as your induction officer. I believe that this event marks a very significant milestone in our collective journey towards fostering accountability, transparency, and development in Liberia. I believe that monitoring and evaluation as well as learning is an essential pillar of progress. And whether we are working in the public sector like myself, I'm working at the Ministry of Gender as a public servant, but I'm also the acting minister now. But when I'm working in that capacity at that level, or people that are working in the international development space, or just professionals like you all here today, I believe that it is very critical for all of us, because with monitoring and evaluation, it can really serve as a backbone. It can help us create awareness on things that we don't usually think about or we might not always consider. But it can also make sure that we as policymakers, we're working with partners to make sure that we are investing needed resources into places where we don't usually think about or talk about. And that is why I think monitoring and evaluation is important, because it really helps create meaningful impact in the lives of people. It is not only the fact that some of us we have our monitoring evaluation tool and we are going from one person to another, maybe talking to them, but it's also that whatever we're generating, the report or whatever we're generating from that set of tools can really help make sure that we're investing resources or we're creating awareness on issues of importance in our country. I really do believe that this network, the Monitoring and Evaluation Network we're launching today, is not merely a group of professional people, but it is also a group of people who are passionate about creating lasting change in Liberia. Is that true? Yes. And I do also believe that if we continue to work in this type of collaborative space, we will harness the collective expertise of all of you. We will foster learning, we will build capacity, and we will also champion the cause for innovation in Liberia. Before I go about to do the induction ceremony, I wanted to outline a few key areas where I think this network will play a very key role, or where you will bring value to this nation. And one of the things that I highlighted was the fact that I do believe you all will work with us to strengthen accountability and good governance. We know that Liberia has made significant progress in a lot of areas, but we are also aware that we still have challenges. And for us to ensure that government programs, I'm from government, so I'm talking in that light, for us to ensure that government programs are implemented in an impactful way, we will need data, we will need information from you. You tell us where the issues are, you tell us what we can do to make sure we're addressing those different issues. I believe this network will work with us, government, to ensure that the results that you bring are measured and we have lessons that are learned and we know that there might be improvements that will be made in what we do. Another thing I wanted to highlight is that this network will help build national capacity. We always talk about the fact that we don't have capacity here. But when we are interacting with our government, with our partners, when they come to us and talk to us and say, oh, okay, we want to do a program, but we're bringing a consultant, an international consultant, one of the things that we always try to do is to remind them that we have capacity here in Liberia. In fact, what we've done now at the Ministry of Gender is to make sure that if we have policies or programs that we need to do, we insist on working only with a national consultant. We believe that that will help build us up to where we want to be and to dispel the rumors or the assertions that, okay, in Liberia, we talk about what we want to do, but we don't know how to do it. I believe that this network will ensure that M&E practitioners all across the nation, whether they are here in Monrovia or in the remote places, will have access to the tools that they might need, the knowledge and support that is necessary to carry out their work effectively. I'm strongly believing, and I hope that is the case, that this network will be a hub for training, mentorship, and knowledge sharing. Is that it?
Yes.
With the aim of enhancing the skills of all of you professionals, especially our young practitioners that are coming up. We want to be able to encourage them and make sure that we're creating an enabling environment for aspiring M&E professionals to see that there is a lot to gain from this network. I have 2 more points. The other thing that I wanted to highlight is the fact that data is power. I'll usually tell so we are trying to do a gender-based violence information management system at the Ministry of Gender. And I was telling one of the partners that, in fact, I think they are all aware, that data is very, very important. We might not know where to direct resources, who to pay attention to, what to pay attention to if we don't have data.
Yes.
And that's where I think that you all come in. You're going to play a very critical role. You will give us reliable data that will help us and even our development partners to make some informed decisions that will drive positive change in Liberia from all sectors and in all sectors. I do believe also that through this network, you all will focus on creating systems that will not only collect and analyze data, but you will also make sure that that data is feeding into meaningful policies and recommendations that will benefit Liberians. Lastly, I'd like to highlight the fact that no single entity can tackle the complex challenges that we have here in Liberia. But this M&E network will serve as a bridge, I do believe, between government, our international partners, our NGOs, local community people, and all of us. Because we will work together, we will champion your cause, and we can assure you that our development efforts will be aligned and well coordinated in a way that you want it to be. As we officially launch this new leadership, I urge all of us to embrace the values that we all know that serves as a foundation for monitoring and evaluation, and that is honesty, integrity, and a commitment to learning. This network will not succeed without active engagement from all stakeholders. I encourage you all to work together, share your successes and failures openly, be vulnerable, and continue to commit to continuous improvement. I used to do small M&E work. It's not as at your level, at your professionals. But I used to see also that even though I didn't have the academic credentials to do it, but I did see that whatever we did was creating an impact. Because we'll go in the field, we'll ask all the questions, and then we'll come back with a little report and say, this is what we saw, this is what we think our partners or government can do. And it brought some sort of, what's the nice word? It puts you in a position to know that you are giving back. So whatever we do, just know that you are giving back. Even though you will come and it will give you small money. In fact, when I used to do this work, they used to pay us per day. And you know, sometimes you gotta negotiate. You used to negotiate. You negotiate, they don't pay you good. Yeah, but in spite of everything, you have to always understand that you are giving back. Whether you are being paid or not, you are giving back. And that is something all of us should take from here today, that you are contributing to nation building and growth. Finally, to all members of this network, and I know a lot of people will join you in the future, I challenge you to make this platform a beacon of excellence, collaboration, and innovation. Liberia's future depends on all of us and our ability to monitor, evaluate, and improve all our efforts. I believe together will ensure that every program in Liberia, every project, and every policy that we make at that level, we will make sure that it's making a difference in the lives of our people. With that said, I'd like to call on the interim leadership. Maybe you can just line up. Where are we? Okay, we're just trying to head here, but everything will be well. You have clap for your interim leadership. Are we sure that these are the people we believe will carry this network for the next few years, or after a few years, That's 6 years? 1 year, Oh no, you have to get 2. But are we sure that these are the people that we believe will take this network to another level in the next 1 year?
So we will call on our acting president, Mr. Sissing Pana. Mr. Pana. Y'all get bow or quorum by the middle of swell. So, but the vice president we have Muslim Freeman. Raise your hand. Our secretary is Bravo Gompu, Mass Nigeria. So we have Susan Cleary, our financial secretary. Raise your hand. And we have Emmanuel Dennis, our treasurer.
No chaplain.
We're trying to be inclusive.
Okay, so please raise your right hands, I believe, and repeat after me. I
Susan Cleary,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of
Secretary Financial
for the Liberia Monitoring Evaluation Network and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the principles and values of this network. I pledge to serve with integrity, accountability, and dedication to our mission and the community we represent. So help me God. Help me God.
Thank you, Honorable Cole. I can take a seat, please. So put your hands together for our Congratulations. So next on our agenda is our keynote speech. And before we call on our keynote speaker, we will have Mr. Jerome Cover, a member of LMAP, to do an introduction. Jerome Cover.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I would like to stand on existing protocol already laid out by previous speakers. I would love to begin this introduction with a quote from Edward Deming, who said, "Without data, you are just another person with an opinion." With this said, I would like to say we are incredibly excited to have you here today at this launching ceremony. It is my great pleasure to introduce our esteemed speaker, a prominent leader in the field of development with over 17 years of experience in monitoring, evaluation, statistics, and policy making. Our speaker holds a Bachelor's of Science in Social Statistics and Demography, along with 2 master's degrees in Demography and another in Applied Labor Economics with emphasis in econometrics modeling. He has worked with several international, national, donor, and government institutions, making significant contribution along the way. Before assuming his current role, our speaker served as NEL Director for the USAID Civil Society activity implemented by DAI. His impressive track record includes roles such as Deputy Male Director for Last Mile Health Liberia Country Office, Assistant Director for Census and Surveys, as well Senior Demographer at the Liberia Institute of Statistics and Geoinformation Services, LIGIS, Assistant Minister for Statistics and Research at the Ministry of Labor. In addition to these roles, he has also undertaken various consultancies, such as analyst for the National Health System Capacity Assessment of 2019, which was being implemented by Social Impact on the USAID Liberia Strategic Analysis Activity, LSA. Analyst for the 2016 Health Facilities Survey for the Ministry of Health. Labor Market Analyst for the West African Institute for Financial Economics Management. Our speaker is also one of authors of the article Inter and Intra-Household Provided Relative Inequality Among Disabled and Non-Disabled Persons in Liberia. Currently, our speaker serves as the Director General of LIGIS, bringing his extensive expertise in mail systems and applying statistics for actionable insights in both public and private sector. His knowledge makes him an ideal person to speak to us today at this program. He also holds, his knowledge makes him an ideal person to speak to us today about the critical role of mail as an accountability tool across both public and private sector. As gallant leaders converge in this historic hall in the city of Monrovia, now writing a new script and a new era of measurement in development, we are eager to hear his valuable insights on how we can integrate these approaches into the work that each one of us do at our different workplaces. Without further ado, please join me with a rising ovation to welcome on stage the Honorable National Member of Parliament, Honorable Richard Fatima.
Thank you very much, Jerome. And I never knew that Jerome was actually a real intellectual. Because when the man read, I thought that he was under the Palava horn or something. But I'm happy to be here today. This is history in the making. And distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, because we are all monitoring evaluation colleagues, officials of government, Minister Laura Bolake, Minister Bachu, and other ministers of government present, development partners, friends, good morning. It is a profound honor and privilege to stand before you today, especially delivering this keynote address at the official launch of the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network. This moment marks a pivotal step in our shared commitment to transform Liberia and to ensure that we enhance transparency, accountability, and the effectiveness of not only public service delivery, but also the broad spectrum of development interventions that have sustained Liberia's progress from the devastating years of civil war to the current path of recovery and transformation. Today, we gather to recognize the essential role of monitoring evaluation, sometimes learning, sometimes research, sometimes accountability, in ensuring that resources, whether from our government or generously provided by our valued development partners, are used wisely, with the ultimate aim of achieving sustainable outcomes that truly improve the lives of Liberians. This network brings together Liberia's brightest and finest minds, especially in the area of monitoring and evaluation. And as I stand here today, I see, because I'm part of this network, I see many of my colleagues. Some of them have been working in this area for many, many years. And I trust the ability of the men and women I see in this work. Being part of the inaugural meeting that led to the formulation of this network, because I was part of the inaugural discussions at the USAID Delta office on Mama Point. We were there. We were part of the deliberations. We discussed. We took photos and some went on Facebook. Not knowing that we would cross the Rubicon and we'll be on the other side. And despite being on the other side, we still work with the lens of seeing development assistance not just for development assistance sake, but that it should be carried out to ensure the maximum impact. So today, as we reflect on the long journey from the horrors of the Civil War to the present phase of post-war recovery, it becomes clear that the role of monitoring evaluation has been indispensable. International agencies such as the USAID, the World Bank, African Development Bank, and others have invested millions in Liberia over the years, supporting vital sectors such as health, education, infrastructure, governance, etc. These interventions have been instrumental in helping Liberia rebuild and move forward. However, the true value of these interventions goes far beyond the financial inputs. It lies into the tangible impact on the lives of ordinary Liberians. Monitoring, evaluation, and learning have ensured that these investments deliver the outcomes that they were intended to achieve. Monitoring and evaluation has been crucial in guiding interventions, ensuring that funds are utilized effectively and that programs produce real, measurable results. Monitoring and evaluation experts, like those in this network, both in government and within international organizations, have been at the forefront of this effort, working tirelessly behind the scenes to track progress, assess impact, and refine strategies as needed. Without their expertise and without your expertise, the millions spent on development projects who have struggled to achieve the transformative outcomes we now see. These experts have ensured that interventions are not only aligned with national programs, but with international development priorities and frameworks, such as the Sustainable Development Goals. Today, we are involved within the deliberations concerning the formulation of the National Development Plan. That is the arrest agenda for inclusive development. And I see Minister Batu here in this hall. Minister Batu is one of the drum majors and the foremost proponents and technicians working on the arrest agenda for inclusive development. Fortunately, deliberations are currently being undertaken between the government and other development agencies. I'm informed that the USAID data is heavily involved within the monitoring and evaluation framework of the National Development Plan. One thing we need to stress is that there needs and there should be a participatory approach in the overarching national development framework or the overarching monitoring and evaluation framework that should be developed for the AARD. Because when the people are involved, it prepares change and it creates the feeling that they are part of it. So by adopting a participatory approach, we can ensure that the arrest agenda becomes not just a top-down initiative, but a shared vision of inclusive development, reflecting the voices, the needs, and aspirations of Liberians. Participatory monitoring and evaluation fosters trust, accountability, and when citizens are engaged in tracking government programs, they become partners in development priorities, rather than passive recipients. This leads to greater ownership of outcomes and ultimately more sustainable results. So as we move forward, another key element in the success of monitoring and evaluation efforts is capacity building. As we work to strengthen monitoring and evaluation systems across government, especially across government institutions, because I'm more concerned now about government institutions. It is clear that collaboration with development partners will become essential. And even somebody said the private sector. You know, we cannot leave out the private sector, especially as we move forward, because it is an all-inclusive process. Because as we move toward ensuring change in our country, we cannot afford for anyone to be left behind. So capacity building must address both the technical aspects of monitoring and evaluation, such as data collection, analysis, and reporting, and the institutional structures needed to sustain these functions over the years. Every ministry and agency, every organization must have the tools, skills, and resources to establish functional monitoring and evaluation system. And one thing we need to stress, our development partners have worked towards establishing strong monitoring and evaluation systems. We will advocate that ministries and agencies in government will have functional monitoring and evaluation units. It is essential to stress the importance of not just developing MAE frameworks, but also actively monitoring and tracking milestones. The true value of monitoring and evaluation lies in the ability to provide evidence and progress and make timely adjustments. Every milestone within the arrest agenda and other national development programs must be tracked with precision and transparency. In so doing, we ensure that challenges are addressed promptly, opportunities are seized, and accountability is maintained. As we move forward, let this network serve as a platform for renewed dedication, professionalism, and shared purpose. The Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network represents more than just an organization. It is a community of practitioners committed to excellence. The network is a beacon for ensuring that every resource, whether financial, human, or material, is directed towards making a real difference in the lives of Liberians. The task ahead may be challenging because many times monitoring and evaluation practitioners are either ignored or they are not top managers on projects, and sometimes they are seen as weird individuals obstructing the progress of a project. But notwithstanding, we need to move forward. We need to ensure that monitoring and evaluation practitioners and the indicators that we generate will not just be used when we want to submit reports to our donors, but monitoring and evaluation practitioners should be key project managers. Because across the aisle, and I know some of the issues, monitoring and evaluation practitioners are mid-level managers on projects. They are not senior managers. And one of my colleagues told me, and I don't know why he's here, he told me that I've worked as monitoring and evaluation officer for many years. I'm now tired. I think I need to go to program. Because my salary now has reached a limit. There's no way for me to exceed this limit. There's a need for me to go to programs because program officers and managers, they make the big money, they control projects. We read the monitoring evaluation framework. For those on the user projects, they are the custodian of the amen. The monitoring evaluation and learning officers are those who know the amen from back to front. And sometimes they are the strange individuals on development projects that tell the projects we need to go this way. And if the project managers are not individuals who see monitoring and evaluation as an integral part of their work, you will be ignored, you will be seen as an outcast, and you will sometimes be frustrated. So we need to look at the compensation that we give our MAE officers across agencies and even in government. We need to be clear about the experience of these people. Projects should consider having monitoring and evaluation officers as top managers, not mid-level managers, so that when they are making crucial decisions concerning the effectiveness of the project, the monitoring and evaluation officers, the indicators that come or that are generated at the inception of a project will not be ignored. Monitoring and evaluation officers should not be respected only when there is an evaluation. When the MAE officer is needed so much at that time, when everybody wants the MAE officer to compile reports, and when sometimes these reports are with the project managers or the program officers. They are the generators of the reports that the MAE officers will use. But sometimes it is seen that the MAE officers, are individuals solely responsible for reporting and not the project managers or the program officers. There needs to be integral change, not only for government agencies, but even for development partners. We need broader collaboration between monitoring and evaluation practitioners. This network is a great idea that was brought out. Very, very good idea. I must commend those who brought the idea up. And I'm told that several years back, there were individuals who have ventured on this path. But notwithstanding, the steps taken sometimes last year when we were cited to the meeting at UC Data office, and which has been brought today to the official launch, speaks well of the seriousness, of the stick-to-itiveness of the men and women around this corridor and around this hall. That it means that you are serious change agents and job makers for the transformation of our country. So thank you very much. So let us take pride in our work. We have cited the millions that have been invested in Liberia. And you cannot speak about development assistance in Liberia. And as I can always say, if the history of Development Assistance in Liberia is rated, edited, re-rated. The role of monitoring and evaluation officers, directors, cannot be placed in a dustbin. Never. So I must commend us, because I don't want to say I must commend you, because the Liberian Institute of Statistics and Geoinformation Services is the National Statistics Office of the Republic of Liberia. It collects data, it analyzes data. For what purpose? To monitor and track national development programs. So, in other words, even though I've transcended to a new role, but I've transcended to a new role as National MAE Officer. Yeah, so I want to commend everyone, Dara, Jeff, and I saw my sister Laura Bolake here. She's been a very strong young lady. I've been knowing her for many years. I saw her many years back as a data entry clerk at the Liberia Media Center. And she used to be very hardworking, and I told her, and I don't know why she left to go out. I told her, I said, Laura, I see you going places. Because I saw in her something that people couldn't see. I said, I see you going places. And today, as I stand before you, I see this organization serving as the beacon of transformation in Liberia. And the new Liberia we are talking about, the transformation we are speaking about, cannot happen without 3 practitioners that will ensure that development agencies and government will be transparent, will be accountable to its people, to the laws that govern them, and to development partners. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this auspicious occasion. God bless you and God bless you.
Thank you, our Honorable Dafon, for the keynote speech. So, we will now hear from our interim president. So we have remarks from the interim leadership, and that remark will be done by Mr. Sissin Bada, President, Liberia Monitoring Evaluation Network.
This is a great opportunity for us. And before even I comment, I'm so glad that our keynote speaker have said it all. How we are here to deliver a piece of message to the Liberian people. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, colleagues in the field of monitoring and evaluation, and our cherished listeners across Liberia. I stand before you today filled with an overwhelming sense of joy and gratitude. Today is a milestone, a dream fulfilled, and I'm deeply honored to be named among the personalities who have contributed to the establishment of the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network, or LMN, as we proudly call it. Barely 8 months ago, the interim leadership, including myself, was entrusted with a monumental responsibility. We were charged with building this network, this professional home of all monitoring and evaluation practitioners in Liberia. It was a bold vision, and today, standing here, I'm proud to say that together we have turned that vision into reality. Let me briefly outline some of the notable achievements, not as a way to boast, but to demonstrate the power of collective effort and shared purpose. With the generous support of UC Delta, we have secured office space for at least a year, a place where our work will flourish. Negotiations are still on the way to extend the time. Secondly, our website has been developed, ensuring that Element has a digital presence that reflects the depth and professionalism of this network. Most importantly, our constitution has been drafted, laying the foundation for the governance of this organization. And now, the launch marks what I believe to be a fundamental step in planting the seeds that will yield a harvest for years to come. These accomplishments are just the beginning. They represent the initial steps in what I am confident will be a long and impactful journey. But today, it's not only a celebration of this achievement, it is a call to action. I call upon all monitoring and evaluation practitioners and professionals across Liberia to join us in this journey. Whether you are an entry-level MAE practitioner or an executive-level MAE practitioner, whether you specialize in health or in education or in the environment or any sector for that matter, Element is your network. You play a vital role in shaping the effectiveness, impact, and efficiency of programs across this nation. Your work, our work, holds the power to transform lives by ensuring that interventions are not only implemented, but implemented well, and that resources are directed where they are needed most. We are the invisible thread that lies planning to impact the hands that guide decision making to better choices based on real data. I want to make this clear. It doesn't matter where you are in your MAE career, whether you are in the field, at your desk, or in the boardroom. You are essential to the mission of the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network. We need your energy, your expertise, your dedication. We need your vision and your voice. To every MAE professional and practitioner, I ask you to reflect on the critical role you play in your organization, your individual organization. And then I invite you to consider how much more powerful we will be if we work together, sharing knowledge, collaborating on projects, supporting each other in advancing our national MAE system. The Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network is not just for today. It is for the future of Liberia. A future where monitoring and evaluation is not a mere checkbox, but a cornerstone of development. A future where data drives decisions, where evidence ensures accountability, and where every intervention we support delivers real, measurable results. As we take on the role of leadership of this great network, my fellow leaders, and I promise that our leadership team is committed to promoting environment of collaboration, learning, and professional growth. Together, we will build and elevate the standards of monitoring and evaluation in Liberia. Together, we will ensure that our work has an even greater impact on the lives of the people we serve. As we look up to the future, I'm thrilled to announce that come February 2025, few months from now, the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network will be hosting its first national conference under the theme. I'll say that again. As we look to the future, I'm thrilled to announce that in February 2025, the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Network will be hosting its first national conference under the theme Strengthening Data Systems for Evidence-Based Decision Making. This will be an incredible platform for professionals, academics, and advocates alike to share their insights, research, and innovation. The exact date of the conference will be announced soon, and the window for abstract submission will also be declared open. We encourage you to participate in this milestone event, contributing to the advancement of data-driven decision-making in Liberia, as our guest speaker deeply emphasized. We look forward to seeing the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation grow into a body with the power to issue licenses to monitoring and evaluation practitioners and professionals across the country. We believe this will raise the standard for excellence in our field. We have come to a point where we have to be more united, more organized, and we should be identified under one umbrella, practicing with lessons. And we know we will soon get there. In closing, I want to thank each and every one of you for being part of the historic occasion. To our partners, our supporters, and well-wishers, we deeply appreciate your trust and investment in this network. A very special recognition goes to UC Delta for your overwhelming support. And those supports include both technical and financial. Including the occasion that we are having here today was fully supported by UCL Delta. My fellow inductees and colleagues, this is just the beginning, as I have said initially. Our work starts now. And with your support, the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation will soar to a new height. Thank you, and may the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation live up to its promise of transforming monitoring and evaluation in Liberia. Together, we will achieve greatness. God bless you.
Put your hands together again for our control. Yeah. So we are here to start business, and we are here. So we go over to remarks. So we'll be entertaining remarks from a couple of institutions as listed on our agenda. And we will start with USAID, Liberia. We will welcome Mr. Jeff Chua, who will provide
Okay, thank you very much. I think we can give a better hand. So we want to first thank Delta and all of the team for supporting Airmen and making us to reach this point of launching what everyone is terming as an historic institution. We want to thank also the American people for their support, because without an activity like Delta, we would not be able to have this program. So we're grateful to them for their support. A few months ago, a couple of us attended the Africa conference. And there was a whole discussion about who should be accountable for evaluations. And then we were saying, we as Africans, we have our own evaluation principles. There are things that work in Africa that is different from Europe, that is different from America. But then you know what? Most of the evaluation principles and standards are set by the global north and implemented in the global south. How is that practical? You set up your standards and all of your principles, and because you are the one providing the money, we have to be able to adapt and adjust so that we're able to answer the evaluation questions and principles based on the standards and values set by the north. How can we shift that? Then the question was, if we truly want to shift that, then we need to learn to be accountable to ourselves first and be able to establish institutions where we are able to fund. That being said, Delta has relatively 2 more years. One of my good friends told me, if you want your goats to born twin, you have to take care of it. Let me repeat it. If you want your goat to born twin, you have to take care of it. If we want for Airmen to be the institution we all want to ascribe to, we have to take care of Airmen. We need to be able to establish processes where we're able to be regular due-paying members. We cannot depend on government institutions and donors to fund Airmen, and we want to be advocating and dictating to them on what should be done in Liberia. That will not work. So the first thing is we need to take care of Airmen so that Airmen can take care of us. We need to be able to take care of Airmen so that Airmen can be an institution that will last way beyond Delta, way beyond any international funding, way beyond any government funding. So I encourage the leadership to have strategies that will be able to help us to stand strong and stand for ourselves. The second thing is, I want to commend Mr. Gafuan. Right? He spoke about us having an institution that will help to determine sustainable outcomes for all Liberians. How do we do that? We need an institution like Legis to subscribe as a member to Airmen and pay their dues. Should be able to categorize the different membership and tell our institution membership, this is your due you have to pay. And then we can say, okay, as the Liberia Monitoring and Evaluation Chief, we can say we have to start with you so that you subscribe and then other institutions can subscribe. That's the only way we're going to keep this institution moving forward. When we attended the Africa conference in Cote d'Ivoire back in 2019, we had representatives, senators from other country governments that attended Africa conference. They came with members of an institution like Airmen, and they had a role to play in that conference. So let us not limit ourselves to only those of us that are here. There are people in the legislature, there are people in the executive, there are people in the judiciary that have interest in what we have interest in. They have interest in what we will term as a shared value, as a shared interest. Let's see how we can bring them on board. That's the only way we're going to have a strengthened institution. Now, there are a few principles that I want to leave you with. Ellen Page said, the expert in anything was once a beginner.
Yes.
Right? The expert in anything was once a beginner. And then, Ken Farazi, who is an author of Never Eat Alone, said, the currency of networking is not greed but generosity. This institution we're building, we have people in this institution. We're saying it's not only a networking institution, it's an institution that has principles and values, right? So we should all be able to keep those values and principles so that we're able to ensure that it is sustained. Let me leave you with a tip. It's good to see how ideas can turn into reality. Because everyone said, in 2023, we thought about establishing first a male community of practice that could turn into the institution that it is today. One of the guiding principles that I'm sure made us to reach this point from the background that I want to let you know from the Delta team and myself from USAID is that we wanted to ensure that those of us who started having this conversation, that we would not be part of the leadership. And we wanted to make sure it is a Liberian institution shared by Liberians with the values and aspirations we have. And that is important. As we stand, me in particular, I don't even know the incorporators of Elmen. And it shows that for us to be able to continue, we should be able to put our colleagues, our friends, first. That is the only way we will be able to sustain and maintain this institution. So that for the greater good, we can be able to hold government accountable, we can be able to hold donors accountable, we can be able to hold even private sector institutions accountable. We can only do that if we put our colleagues' interests first, and if we're able to take care of Elmen in the way I described earlier. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Trevor, for that advice. So in the interest of time, we know a lot of our colleagues ask for excuse to be here, and today is a working day, so we will ask that as you come up to give your remarks at this meeting, please bring to the point so we can be able to get back to work. So we will go over to, do we have a representative of the UN World House here just to speak on behalf of the United Nations? Remarks? Even though you are here in your Elmen capacity, you can still give a brief remark on behalf of the United Nations World House, the UN. Thank you.
Like you have said, I'm in the capacity as wanting to be a member of LNF. Nothing, whatever I was saying is nothing full or remark from the UNDP or the UN House. I'm excited to be here to grace the occasion. I expressed my interest of being a member of this network with one of my colleagues at the National Elections Commission. So when I was informed this morning that they were launching this network, I thought to be here. I know the kind of remark you wanted to hear from the UN House, where we talk about support or sustainability, you wouldn't get it from me. But I hope that going forward, you got a process or channel which you send your request. I believe you will do that, going forward to get the kind of information or the remark you want to hear. But I'm excited. This is a good initiative. because I listened to the speaker, he talked about the monitoring and evaluation. There are a lot of things happening around us where we work, because he said something which I took note of. It's something we face in our current institution. You working hard to make sure things happen, and maybe your boss or bosses do not see what you're doing. They only need you at certain point in time when they're looking for certain information. That kills the passion. Again, it drives you like you don't want to move forward. You're just there to collect the salary. But if you're somebody who believes in yourself, you just don't want to be taking salary. You want to help to contribute to the change. But it's frustrating. So I hope that we build this network and we found a way to see how we can erase the mindset that M&E be like IT person where when the computer is not working, you solve it, once it's done, I'm done with you. We need to find a way and change it. And another thing I hope that this network will try to change is the perception. I know I've seen a lot of faces in the room, people that are mentally as well. I've seen or heard some names that believe they are capacitated, they have knowledge, wisdom to make a difference. But the mindset of us in this country, Liberia, that the people outside have better knowledge than us here. And we have ran some evaluations. We have seen some international come here, they do nothing. And what they're doing, we feel that we can even do better. But again, the mindset. So we need to find a way to see how we can, we can close that gap, and whatever we do so people can value us. So I'm happy to be a part, and then we hope that in subsequent meetings we'll be there and propose other suggestions on how we can keep them moving on. So thank you.
Okay, so we're getting there. So can we have a representative of USAID implementing partners for a remark, please? Just one person to represent USAID implementing partners. For a brief remark. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, it's afternoon now. I think we all want to go back to our offices. But I sat in one of the discussions at the very beginning of this organization, and we were asked to make some comments. We said that the first organization that was set up ran into the ground because most of the leadership, got big jobs, some people travel, became international consultants, and so the rest of the folks just, got disinterested. For many years, I used to pay $100 every year to maintain my membership of the American Evaluation Association every year. So my own piece of advice to you, have to do it. That's my advice to you. Thank you very much.
So we have two announcements. So we have the Providence TV that is covering this program right now is live. You can please share it on social media for wider coverage so other people can watch it outside. And then we also have the vehicle plate numbers 512173, 23924. They are in the driveway. So can you please go out and help other people get numbers? If you are here, so those two numbers. So next for remarks, we move over to higher learning institution. And for higher learning institution, we will call on the University of Liberia first, Mr. Fred Susu, for remarks.
Thank you. All protocols there. So my name is Fred Sosu. I work with the University of Liberia Pacific Institute for Research and Evaluation. So I'm honored to represent my boss here today, and I want to say thank you for the big step you have taken We started to implement research in Liberia about 16 years ago. And I started as a data collector. And presently, I'm a research director at the institution. But the major challenge for our institutions in Liberia is sustainability. Because for our research institution, we are research driven and we are funded entirely based on productivity. So if you don't write a proposal and you don't get a research project to implement, you don't get paid. And sometimes it is very frustrating after you have written your proposal for so long, the input and the time you have placed there, and you submit and you don't receive even a response to say thank you, we got your work, especially from our Liberian institution like the ministries. We want to be grateful for USAID. Without USAID, we would not have survived. So you can rest assured, I'm taking this news back to my office. We will definitely strive to be a member of this group. Thank you.
So do we have any research institution here present that would love to give a remark? Any research institution? All right, if not, then we go over to the civil society organization, if there's any civil society organization here. All right. So last time, if we can get a last remark from the government of Liberia, just so want to close up. So the government spoke, I know, so it's okay, right, Minister? Not yet, so the Minister. All right, so with that said, we will go over for our closing remarks, and that will be done by Susan T. Clement, our Financial Secretary.
So you always have the 5 feet standing right here. 6 feet down there.
So you read.
So good afternoon, everyone. It has been an amazing time for all of us here, and I would like to stand on the existing protocol to say welcome and thank you for everything. There is no other way to say thank you, but in this open manner, I'm saying thank you. Had it not been for all of us here, USAID, Government of Liberia, our special invitees, observers, colleagues, we wouldn't have been here. So there is always one thing, I have one concept that says monitoring, evaluation, and learning starts from the home. Even from us as women, sometimes we call ourselves managers, right? So it happens directly, or sometimes consciously or subconsciously. Even in your very kitchen, if you don't observe what you do there, things will go helter-skelter. If the fathers are not monitoring how they spend their money, they will not get accountability. So that goes to say, Amen has been established for all of us. Let us work together to ensure that this organization forge ahead. As we saw from our previous speakers, from Government of Liberia, from USAID, we have to stand firm. There were key words that we took into consideration, and those words are engagement, collaborations, entertainment, to foster our data-driven activities. If we don't focus on these things, we tend to kind of shift in a wrong direction. In monitoring, we notice that we have to ensure that whatever we have been or we have planned to do based on our objectives and our goals, we have to monitor to ensure that those activities implemented align with our goals and our objectives. And then we evaluate to ensure that changes are made and how are those changes taken to the further level for future decision making. So for the learning aspects, we have to ensure that
we learned, we unlearned, and relearned. So if we don't do these things, we see that all of our efforts will be dragged along the line. Our previous speakers from the ministry and that of UC have said it all. We have to ensure sustainability. All of these capacity building activities, our involvement, we have to ensure how do we sustain them. So for LMM to move on, we have to ensure, our speaker said, due payments. So rest assured, those key promises made or those notes were well taken. We're going to move as leadership. When you see us to your office, we're not coming to terrorize you. We're coming to what? Engage and collaborate according to our work plan. So thank you very much. Once again, I say you are welcome. And I believe that most of us came from different or diverse agencies, but we found ourselves in monitoring and evaluation. That is based on the previous statement I made that it starts from the very moment where we are. If you don't monitor and evaluate what you spend or what you do, your activities, how do you forge ahead? So thank you very much. This should not be the end. Let us get involved. Let us engage with one another. Don't sit there and say, look, I'm not part of their thing. This is not our thing. This is for all of us to get involved to ensure that Liberia moves ahead. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we want to organize our group photo in a way that we don't get this overcrowded. So we'd like to ask that the first two rows that come up to take picture of our platform guests first, and then after that we ask the entire body to come join it. Then the first two rows in the front join the platform guests. James Collins, our boss, can you please come up? I know you love to be here. So can we increase it with the next row? Let's start down. You can join your row. So we want the banner to show. So, cameraman, yes, sir, we are doing group photo, please. Can you please go ahead? Say L-Men. L-Men. Liberia Monitoring Evaluation Network. Yay! Not yet? Okay, come on. Are you excited? Yay! Okay, so can we have the next group come and join the building? We can have that sequence. The last group? No, let me be now. Let me put down the last group. Okay, so, hello? 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 Yeah, we're going to be in photo in process. Yeah. So the group in the back, please come up to join for the last photo. Last set of photos. We got it, so that's the photo that we do at the Can our leaders just come in front of another I think everyone can come forward, please. That's what group for this. Everyone, please join the group. The space is not our forever. Yes.